Keeling here at weatherweb.net, and it is Saturday the 19th of December. Thanks again for watching. This is your look ahead. Now you've got about 24 hours left to order my Weatherwise DVD or the Pocket Weather Forecaster book. Perfect Christmas gifts there for you. Go to weatherweb.net, give them a try. Click on Books by Simon in the top right hand corner. And if you get them ordered before midday on Monday, we can get them dispatched first class, and that means that you'll receive them for Christmas. Now, I've just been doing some work on the ENSO, on the El Nino event, just doing some comparisons, revising our longer range forecasts based on them. And I think El Nino really giving the game away just at the moment. There it is. It's coming off its strong episode now. Perfectly normal is exactly happens, but we've still got this cold block of water out towards the west of the UK, still got the warm water overall in the northern Pacific and a very warm northern Indian Ocean as well. Now, as I've said to you before, I think that these three factors really are having quite a significant impact on the usual impact that the El Nino has. Now, the prediction is for El Nino to be now slipping away quite strongly. So we're at the peak of the event, and what these forecasts are showing us is generally that sort of pattern, getting into a La Nina probably through the mid to latter stages of the summer. So La Nina is the opposite to El Nino. It's where we see cold water in the Pacific Ocean, and you notice quite a dramatic fall off here from El Nino into La Nina conditions. Again, perfectly normal and what we'd expect to see. But what's happening at the moment is that the El Nino, for a long time in the press and at certain other forecast organisations, they've been trying to make this link between the El Nino we have now and the event of 1997 and the event of 1982. Well, December just proves that the link isn't really there. Let me just show you the charts here. This is the mean of the 500 millibar flow so far in December. It's the anomalies and big ridge across the States. There's that trough in the Atlantic, ridge across Europe as well, and this southwesterly flow, stronger than average southwesterly flow, which of course all of us have seen to our cost in some places in terms of flooding, but very mild temperatures as well. So that was 2015. Now compare that to 1997, December 1997. So there's 2015, there's 1997. You can see virtually no comparison at all. Low the normal heights across the Atlantic, screaming through here, higher than normal north of the UK and across Canada as well. So the link just isn't there. And compare it with 1982, December 1982, and again, low the normal heights up towards the north, ridge across the eastern states and in the Atlantic. It's kind of closer to it, but I think what we're seeing is the effect of the Atlantic, the Pacific and the Indian Ocean temperatures just mean that trying to get the comparisons in there between these two is just proving very, very difficult indeed. So I think what we've got to look at the moment are the climate models just to try and get some positive steer on where things are going. I think that the analogues are just not presenting us with any reasonable solutions just at the moment. So it's a real test of the climate forecasts right now and how they're seeing things, because really that's what we have to rely on just at the moment. Now, CFS telling us an interesting story. This is from tropicaltidbits.com. Again, it's the mean of the 500 millibar flow, it's the anomalies, and it goes in 5-day steps. So this is up to Christmas Eve, and what it's showing us is again above normal heights across much of central eastern parts of Europe, lower out towards the west where the trough is, and still with this continued mild southwesterly flow. Now into day 6 to 10, notice how the centre of that anomaly drifts further northwards here. It becomes centred over here over Eastern Europe. The trough becomes accentuated out towards the west, pick up even more of a southerly flow through the UK, even milder conditions are predicted. Still rain out west, but dry conditions south and possibly east as well. But this is interesting. Look at day 11 to 15. Now, you can't take this as being the gospel truth as exactly how things are going to pan out, because we are talking about days 11 to 15. But look at the strength of the anomaly building across Scandinavia. Look at the strength of the trough out here in the Atlantic. It looks as if the CFS tries to get some sort of Scandi high event going, which may briefly bring cooler conditions early part of January. We've spoken about that already in previous videos. But it's just interesting that the CFS is sort of trying to see something there. And even when we look at day 16 to 20, from the 3rd to the 8th of January, it stays with its consistent story, clears off the higher than normal heights out here. You may well find a surface high in here somewhere, and probably a flow returning back in from the west. But it may be that for a few days we get reminded that winter isn't actually disappeared completely, or hasn't completely vanished. I don't think it's going to be snowy particularly. Yeah, maybe a little bit frosty, and I certainly don't think it'll last long. But it's interesting the CFS is seeing that. By days 21 to 25, normal service has resumed. We've got more of a west to southwesterly flow. But that hint of cold early January, tying in with our long-range forecasts, may just hint of some changes taking place after mid-month. So sometimes for these long ranges, you've got to try and pick out the bones of what's been said. And certainly it does look as if that's how the CFS is trying to steer things just at the moment. Of course, we'll keep you updated on that. I'll let you know more about that tomorrow. But for now, hopefully that's been useful for you. Whatever you're doing, keep the sun shining, and bye for now.